Hey ladies, it's Shan here. I know I'm posting 2 videos today, so you should look at my other one. But I'm just so excited to be back on the channel, and I really do have so much to say. And I thought of the greatest topic when I was at work last night. And it's going to be a month-long topic, because I'm going to drag it out, because it's my channel. Well, it's everyone's channel. But the other day I was like, Deandra, can I post on Monday? She's like, you made the damn thing. I'm just babysitting it for you. So, I'm going to do what Deandra said and make a topic. So, the topic for the next, 5 weeks is going to be 5 either really important or really cool or moments in your life where you felt on top of the world, or you learned something about yourself or about someone else or about life, whatever. Try and do them in order as I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with my number 5 moment. And this moment, it's number 5 because it was really cool. It was a good day for me. And I apologize in advance to my girlfriend because I'm talking about another woman. But I know she's forgiving and knows I'm over it. But so here's the story. So 2 summers ago, summer 2007, I was at a really confusing kind of place in my life. I had just ended a almost 3-year relationship, 2 years and 9 month relationship. I had been planning on going to LA for the summer for about 5 months. I was ready to go. I moved home. I moved all my stuff from Minnesota back to Portland, and then left for LA for the summer, and then had to come back to Portland after this summer was over. So this was my summer of self-discovery, my summer to do, whatever, and I was single, and I just had so many things to sort out in my head. So I went to LA, and who doesn't want to go to Los Angeles, newly single, after a terrible relationship? I couldn't have been in a cooler position. And so I got there, and, obviously, I wasn't looking for a booty call or a hookup, but, whatever. I mean, stuff happens. I was looking to have fun and just live my life. So I get to LA, and the counselors, I was a counselor at a summer camp, and the counselors kind of come in waves. Everyone flies in on a plane, and it happens throughout about a week. If you've been a counselor there before, you don't have to be at training, but they like you to be. And so it was about the 4th day of training. It was a Thursday, and we had a little bit of free time, so I was sitting on the porch of my cabin, and I was writing in my journal. The kids hadn't gotten there yet. It was still counselor training. And, there was no one there there were a lot of cool people, but there were no girls that I was just like, oh, or like, she's so hot, or she's so cool, it was just like, whatever. Everyone was cool, but, nothing struck my interest. Sitting there writing, and then up on the porch, it's like slow motion. This girl comes walking up the stairs, and I'm like, whoa. And never seen her before. And she comes up, she introduces herself. She says, hi, introduces herself. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? And she's like, good. Is this your first? She's like, so this is your first summer? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, this is my 3rd. I'm like, that's cool. And she asked me where I'm from. I told her, Portland, Oregon. Where are you from? And she's like, oh, I go to Ohio State. Yeah, that's cool. So summer goes by, and it's, I'm out to all the counselors at this point, and kind of the camp gossip. And it's camp. It's kind of like high school times 10 because you live with these people. So there's lots of stuff, lots of hookups, lots of gossip. We're 6 or 7 weeks into camp, and nothing was really happening. I didn't really care, but I was having the time of my life. And so the camp gossip comes up to me and says, so Shan, who are your top 5 girls here? And I'm like, what? And she's like, the top 5 hottest counselors at camp. And I'm like, oh. So I name off 4. I could only think of 4. And give my reasoning. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, funny. And I knew that it would get back to the people, and I didn't care, because I knew they were cool, whatever. So this girl, we're going to call her LB. LB is the girl that approached me on the porch 6 weeks ago, whatever. So LB comes up to me. About an hour later, I'm at breakfast eating pancakes. Comes up, wraps her arms around my neck, and whispers in my ear, so I hear I'm your number 1. I kind of smile, and I'm like, yeah, you are. And she's like, that's cute. And And he kind of runs away. I'm like, whatever. And so fast forward to the end of summer. Camp is done. We've cleaned up. All the kids are gone. No more kids. It is time to party. And there's a counselor party. The owners of the camp show us a good time, and we live it up. We're college students and we get free liquor, so who doesn't? So we're at the counselor party, and 2 weeks prior to this, my mom had been diagnosed with breast cancer, and so I was really contemplative. It's the night before I go home. I have spent almost 10 weeks in Los Angeles. My summer has gone by. I don't know what I'm going to do when I go home. My mom has just had a lumpectomy. Like, my head is just in 100,000 different places. And so during the party, I kind of snuck out back, and I had something to drink in my hand, and I wasn't soaking. I was just kind of taking a moment, like, you know, when you just want to capture a moment. I was like, I'm going to take this, put it in my pocket, and go think about it. So I'm sitting out back, and LB comes out and says, you know, what's going on? What, you know? And I hadn't really told anyone that my mom had cancer, and so I was just talking to her, and she's like, you sure everything's cool? And I was like, well, I'm not going to lie to you. And so I told her. She said, that sucks. So she's talking, we're talking, and so I'm like, you know, someone comes out, they're like, come on guys, we're going to play Spin the Bottle. And someone right in front of her is like, shit, this is your turn. You gotta get with her, and this is your chance. And I'm like, yeah, funny. And I was like, oh, ass. So I get up, and I was like, shall we? And I kind of put my hand out, and I start to walk, and you know when someone just doesn't move? So she doesn't move, and so I kind of turn around, plants one right on me, just, and I'm like, And so then she kind of did one of these, and we walk back into the party. And we play Spin the Bottle for shits, and I kiss everyone but her at this table. And then finally, it lands on her. It's because everyone's like, we have to play till Shan gets to kiss her, you know. And I was like, you know, really, it's not that great. But so finally, it landed on her. Everyone starts chanting number one, number one. Funny, great moment of my life. Probably the most ironic part is people don't know that happened like on her own time without this bottle and all these people around like an hour before. So it was a good night. Like I just couldn't believe it, because I don't know, it was just kind of something I was like, you know, she's the only girl at camp that I would hook up with, and it won't happen. And not that we hooked up, but you know, that was my, I still had it. That was the moment I knew I still had it. So, again, I apologize. You had to listen to that. But that is my, probably number 5. Just with the place I was at in my life, my breakup, my mom, going home, like, I just was at that place. And that gave me the slightest glimmer of hope. Her and I still talk. She's cool. It's cool. Nothing's awkward. Like, it was camp. And it is what it is. So, yeah. So, ladies, I want to hear the number 5 most fun, greatest, most important, life-changing, whatever event of your life. That just happens to be a fun one I have. All of mine are fun, so get ready for it. So I hope everyone has a good week. I know that was a long video, but I'm so glad to be back! Ah!